Hello, everyone. Welcome to a very special episode where there's only, say, three of us. Um, and I mean, considering the last episode, it would be like the biggest tonal shift in history. Yeah, so coming soon, we have our own AO3 category. If you want to submit anything to it, I've got one that I'm getting ready to post. Um, involves Marcus and Tristan. Um, uh, look, some sometimes you gotta, have a bit of fun. Anyway, before I get too carried away, um, welcome to episode 12. Um, I'm Hedgehog. I use he him pronouns, and I have the honor, pleasure, privilege to be the storyteller to these two amazing people who I'm going to let introduce themselves now. And we'll start with Anna as per, because Anna's name is already in the bar ready to fire the command. Um, Fantastic. And we have Inez. And and I had considered doing a similar thing with Leto and just coming up with loads of random stuff while Blue was gone. But I knew that if I went too far, like halfway through the last stream, there'd have been like Blue had disappeared, and then there'd just been like glass shattering next to the window. um, yeah, so it's like we'll just put Leto in a box over here, um, wrap them in bubble wrap, and just be like, there you go. Um, right, without further ado, then I will roll our titles. Welcome back. So, last week, what exactly happened? This should be the easiest recap. This was. It was planned all along. It was not impromptu. We had a really yeah, we had a really tense moment where Leto and Valerian met again after like a week of being away. Um, and like and we had that tense moment where everyone kind of obscured Leto from Valerian. Which yeah, depending on how you want to read subtext, you know, could be interpreted in a million different ways. Um Valerian is just like, I am the one in charge here. And Lisa's just there with the strings going, yeah, okay, just keep raising your arm. Um, and, no, we see how it is. Um, hmm. So, that's that's part of the course. What, you want me to say that I love you back? Uh, do we have to say our feelings out loud? Um, no, Kit gave Jamie the hunter the heads up over what was going on, um, gave him about 30 minutes to prepare before Kit then basically ran for his own life, um, stating that um, I'm already a dead person walking, and my actual final punishment will eventually catch up with me, whatever that might mean. Um, Off he runs into the distance. Um, so we're gonna pick up on the way back from the apartment from Altair's place. Valerian kind of just walking away, heading towards um, kind of not central Camden, but just like just like off the main street, where it's still prominent enough, but not like out there in your face. Kind of obvious. Um, it's a place that Valerian has frequented a lot. Maybe not so much in recent times. Definitely not as much as maybe earlier in their undead life. Um, what does this pub slash bar look like from the outside, Valerian? Hmm. Hmm. I don't think we ever come up with a name for it. Your sign has always been at arm's length, and until literally last episode, I've now had to like create their existence. Um, oh no, it's not your bad at all. We just never intended. But this is why you have relationship maps and you have all these bloody NPCs. Um, Yeah, it's definitely like Irish style pub, like the big windows, like the big windows, like the high big windows with tiny little panes in them that come out ever so slightly like bay windows. And despite the fact that they actually do look like glass, you can never actually see through them. Um, because I've been to too many of them. Um, oh yeah. Mm. And you don't even walk into the pub. Like you walk into it to go into a very small room, and there's another door in front of that. For some obscene reason that's never actually been demonstrated to anyone before as to why the second door exists. But then you go through the second door. Hmm. It's where all the Guinness goes. So you go through that set of doors. And yeah, Irish pub feel like center. It's kind of a U-shaped pub with the bar in the middle, sort of hang on, on screen, going around like that. It's a very long bar, to the point where like the left side and the right side are kind of like separate areas. Like one of them is definitely rigged up to be more like a kind of like a sports bar almost. Like that's where they've put the TV and that's where the jukebox is. Like there's clearly a crowd that it wants to attract, but like that's their territory. Um, so there's a lot of like wooden tables there, like very basic seating on that side. On the other side is more for the kind of quieter, reserved drinkers who don't want to be disturbed. So there's a lot more of those kind of leather, dark green booths laid along the wall, with like little tables in the middle. Um, Much darker lighting here as well. Like, whereas the other side got quite bright lighting, so you can like see where you're going, where you're carrying like 5 pints in your hand. The other side is very dim, still warm lighting. It's like a very orangey glow to it. So it's not, you don't feel like you're in complete darkness, but it's enough to hide people in booths next to you. If you weren't standing directly at the front of the booth, you might not be able to tell who's inside. Um, which is something certain clients of this pub prefer. Um, you know that when you're meeting your sire for drinks, they like to occupy the furthest possible booth in the deepest corner of the pub. And you can see that the light is on above the booth, signifying that someone is definitely in there. At this time of night, like the number of patrons here are practically non-existent. Like that side of the pub is shut. Only the sports bar side actually has someone like in it. And even then, it's one bartender just casually cleaning glasses while there's perhaps two, maybe three, four to push regulars who are just kind of holding on a little bit, like nursing like last pints. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Yes. I'm so glad you said smooth jazz because I was waiting for you to say some sort of like copyrighted hip hop song. You'd be like, I can't play that on stream. Yeah, yeah, that's really bizarre. You hear me? I testing 1, 2, 1, 2. Hmm. This is why we need viewers. This just reinforces my depression. Let me have a look. Why is it not output recording string? I see. I can't change them. Ah, I wonder if am I on? Oh, not right now. Windows doesn't like me. Bloody Windows 98. Give me a second. Right, close. Give that a second, and just listen in a minute. In a second, Anna,
Okay.
and hopefully.
Ines, could you try and talk?
Yes, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Hello, hello.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so all up. So Twitch only listens to one audio track. Okay.
Oh. You
No.
record in the background, right? So
Recording in the background. So the YouTube, if you're listening to YouTube, this means nothing to you.
No.
Hopefully,
Yeah, no,
hopefully it will mean nothing
Hopefully,
to you.
I mean, I just pressed buttons, so for all I know, I could have just duplicated all the audio for the rest of the sound. Of like it, we're trying to get better, and every time we try to get better, we somehow break something else.
It's okay.
Fine, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
It's tech
Yeah.
gremlins. Don't worry
So-
about it.
So you put on this smooth jazz.
Yes.
It causes one of the patrons to get up and leave.
Thank God.
I don't know.
And like Valerian turns around and this person gets up and leaves, and he's like, "Good."
The bartender knows you,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of gives you a curt nod. You would know
His name is Alfie.
Alfie. You would know him as one of your site as ghouls, like all bartenders here, for obvious security reasons,
Yes, of
are
course.
ghoulified. Just keeps the
Unless
staff in check.
unless my sire is behind the bar himself, then
Yes.
of course.
Um,
Which he loves. He loves
Hmm.
being behind the bar. Like that's his spot.
Valerian was the one behind the in the office, just crunching the numbers.
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
that's why he
so
was tall.
after of course, after putting on the smooth jazz, he'll walk over and he'll tap the bar twice, and he'll point over to the booth that apparently has someone sitting in it. And the Alfie knows, like he knows immediately to get them something drink, something blood, something interesting. Yeah, and he'll just start getting to work. And for some reason, the click of Valerian's boot or dress shoes is very loud on this side of the bar, as he announces his presence. And he gets up to the booth and he straightens his tie right before he gets in view of his sire. And he just goes, evening.
There's a very not gruff, but experienced voice that comes back from the other side. Took your time. You look like shit.
And you look worse.
I'm old. What's your excuse?
Stress.
Oh, how heavy thou doth thy crown.
And he'll sit down. I'll describe Albert a little bit. Albert Strongarm, the sire of Valerian, is a man who looks gruff. He looks like a pub owner. So he's in, I wouldn't say he's in formal wear at all. Like he is he's like a casual t-shirt with like a leather blazer over it, or like a leather like vest over it, you know? And then his hair is, first of all, this man is huge. He's humongous. He's like, I don't know, about 6'4", I'd say. And he's buff as all hell. Like he's very like big chested, very big arms. Like he's got all the muscles. And he has this long black hair that is stringy and greasy and like not very well washed. He doesn't really know.
Are you describing Gaston from Beauty and the Beast?
No, no, I'm not. Gaston, he got that fucking coif. Don't worry about him. Which is gross as well. No, he's got like Undertaker hair, like long curly, like stringy, not very thick black hair, kind of thin. And he's got like this patchy beard, and yeah, he's just wearing very business casual, I
Mm.
guess. But like
Valerian
he almost looks
light.
like a
Um,
yeah. He's almost like a no, not Valerian Light at all. He almost looks like the leader of like a biker gang.
Mm.
Like it's kind of crazy. And that became a Ventru is actually insane. Yeah, he'll sit down, and then he just goes, well, the crown shouldn't be heavy, but it has become that. Yes.
I mean, you could always hand it over.
Please no. You think anyone else could do this?
I don't particularly like it when my children fight, especially over the same toys.
So you've heard.
It doesn't take a genius to work out that when one of you has something and the other doesn't, I swear I've almost sired siblings.
God no.
Pretty sure she did the same thing.
My sister is much worse.
Well, that is saying something because, well, Gwen is special. I think would be the word I'd use. Not saying that you aren't special.
No, I am.
That's my boy. You know how, as a kid, you were always told, oh, you know, if you can't have your treat now, you have to work hard for it, and you know, you put in the hard work and then you're rewarded with the thing you wanted. It's kind of parental bribery trying to teach us that we need to work hard to get the things we want in life. Well, Quinn has always struck me as the girl who did all the work and then was never given the treat. And as a result, bit off the hand that fed her. She is intelligent, capable, conniving, scheming, but lacks patience, which is why she blossomed early, shall we say, with her little anarch princess deal. Whereas you are more patient, able to see moves being played several moves ahead, so you know when the best time to strike is. And while it has been 5 years since you made your move, the rest of us have just kind of got on with it because, well, in all reality, what are you going to do when someone declares himself the king? Quinn, no. Quinn is hungry. And if what I've began to hear is true, then she may be about to head for a collision course.
She is not only hungry, she is idiotic.
Short-sighted would be the word I'd use.
Yes. I think you described it very well. About, it was almost a chess metaphor, no? About how I always know how to see moves ahead, how to strike at the best moment. I think you've hit the nail on the head. I predicted this. I knew this was going to happen. I knew that someday, somehow, somewhere, she would try and steal this back, or take this back. Truly, claim what is rightfully hers. However, I won't have it.
I know you won't. And while I don't like to see you two fight, for a lack of a better term, I respect your right to defend what's yours. I'm not going to tell you to step aside or stop fighting or bickering. If you two want to settle it openly, settle it openly.
I think that is truly the only thing we can do here. See, we could have settled this privately. You know, if she would have come to me, said, I would like some more say in any of this, I could have truly accommodated her, made her have some more importancies that maybe didn't have any value at all. Make her feel important at least.
That's the problem.
I could do that.
If you did that, she wouldn't be wearing the crown. And that's all she cares about.
Yes, she does.
She cares about status, about what is the highest possible honor someone can have. That is Quinn's rulebook. That's why she felt so superior before the Inquisition started rocking around. Because back then, very few people dared to touch her. Yes, she was only a faction leader, but leader of the one faction that nobody dared mess with. So by proxy, she was essentially the ruler of all of London. If not officially, but, unofficially. And then you came along in that one moment of weakness when everyone was on the defensive and unified everyone. And now here you are. This is very much... This is more about humiliating you than getting the crown.
Of course it is. It is her favorite thing to annoy me, humiliate me, and make me look like a fool.
I mean, to be fair, you did make her bow in front of you after the Tower of London.
Well, that was to make her look bad, of course.
That's always going to leave a little bit of fuck you in the back of her brain.
Oh, no.
And you see Albert chuckles slightly. From what I've gathered, she's not in town anymore.
No, she's in Paris.
Yeah, Axel filled me in. We do talk, me and Axel.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I've started branching out into, I suppose, what one would call kindred confessionals. Creating a bit of a space. Oh no! Let's be clear. This is none of that religious bullshit. No, this is more of a. I'm going to sit here and bitch about all the bad things I've done to someone who I think is a neutral party. Supposed to be, of course, completely neutral, but it means I have picked up some interesting tidbits.
Pray tell. Mind the pun.
I don't think I can mind the pun, but okay. Well, last I gathered, Quinn's plan in Paris was to essentially sell the city to the Camarilla. Essentially walk in
Sell.
there. Yes, essentially walk in there and say, we have an idiot in charge, help me remove the idiot and put me in charge, and the city is yours. I know.
What a moron.
Stupid idea.
Absolutely.
All the Camarilla will do is help her take over and then kill her the second they've got rid of you.
Exactly.
But she's out of ideas. She tried to convince the other clan leaders to unite against you, but it didn't really work. Too many people are either loyal to you or indifferent. Even Axel, who originally agreed to go ahead with the plan, backed out eventually.
Yes, because I showed him how useful he is.
Quinn is going to cause a problem for everyone here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm using we, although I'm really stealing your work here, but we've worked hard to secure London. It's free from Inquisition. The last thing we need is Camarilla rocking up and causing problems again.
Well, the fact that she would even associate herself with the Camarilla, I thought you just called her intelligent.
And intelligence and stupidity, ironically, can exist at the same time. You can be intelligently stupid or stupidly intelligent. She is clever and scheming, but she's also desperate. And desperation makes you vulnerable to manipulation.
Yes, it does. Sad, isn't it? I mean, truly.
It is. I don't like to see my children fight, but
well,
part of
yes, we know this.
Part of me had kind of hoped that you two would, after the tower, put aside your differences and make London truly strong. But
I was ready to do so. Truly.
I do not doubt for a second that you weren't.
Yes,
I'm not playing favorites.
I truly would have loved working together with her. Honestly. She is a venture after all and has business knowledge, you know. Especially coming from you. I mean, look at yourself. He points around the pub.
Flattery will get you everywhere, you know that.
Good.
You wanted to meet for a drink, which in Valerian talk means you want/need to talk about something. You don't do surprise wellness visits.
Yes, I do. Well, I suppose, since you've been speaking to Axel, that he has told you about the hunters living in our midst.
I didn't need to talk to anyone about that. That became evidently clear when all of the clan leader havens got locked down.
Yes.
caused a bit of a ruckus here for everyone on the outside, who suddenly realised something was wrong, and that everyone had gone dark.
Yes. Well, we know now. We know much more now. Me and my coterie have been on the lookout for different tidbits of information. We know now there's 6 of them, at least 4 of them being in Paris at this moment. Together
Why would
with...
they be in Paris?
I couldn't tell you. I think it has something to do with Quinn, but I think she is trying to turn these hunters against me. Well, they were against me already, but I think she is trying to work together with them in some way, shape, or form.
You see Albert smack his fist down onto the table with a rough, exhausted sigh. That insolent child.
Truly, I've been telling you.
You can hate the Camarilla as much as you like. You can agree to disagree on a lot of things. We do a lot. There are only 2 things that all of us collectively agree on. The masquerade, and that hunters are bastards, and you do not do anything to cooperate with them, whether they be individual cells or an entire multinational fucking governmental agency. You don't work with them. Because that's their go-to fucking strategy. Divide and conquer. They know they can't beat us in a straight-up fight. What better way to kill us all than to get us to kill ourselves? Or each other?
Yes.
They need to be found. And they need to be made an example of, not quietly brushed away under the rug. They need to be exposed. And the rest of the world needs to see that if you are going to fuck around in London and try and be a hunter, this is what happens to you. Because if the Inquisition get wind of this and start to feel that you can't keep the situation under control, they'll try again.
These are good ideas.
I
No,
shouldn't have been so curt.
Oh, please don't apologize. Please. I think you bring up good ideas. I think that the hunter we disposed of this night, I don't think we've set enough of an example. And I think you're right. See, this body went up in flames. Before the throat was ripped out, of course. This body went up in flames together with a building.
Oh, so that's the cause of that explosion.
Yes.
You see these points to a small TV on the left hand of the bar, which is running late into the night news coverage of the now put out burning napalm wreckage of apartment building 301.
Yes. And so I will say, well, yes. I apologize. I did not know that there was napalm on the 2nd story floor of that building.
Why are you apologizing? That sounds brilliant.
Well, yes, truly, it was. However, this means that we don't have a body, we only have remains, and that in this way, we can't not make an example. I need another hunter. I need them to come back. we need at least one, maybe two, to fall into one of our traps and, do it old Dracula style. Just take him in front of the house, or in front of London, in the middle of Camden, truly. Nighttime, have maybe pictures or videos of this circling their base. I think we need to indeed make an example of these people. Do not fuck with me.
I agree. But one word of caution. Some people, even humans, in their cowardly ways, when cornered and threatened, can become more violent.
Oh, of course.
To some, that threat can be the trigger that releases their adrenaline and their decision process goes to shit.
Oh, yes, of course. And I truly understand this. That's why maybe I feel like one or two hunters isn't enough. I think we should stake them all. I think we should have them
Before
all.
you do, a request.
Yes.
I need you to find out for me how tied in all this Quinn is. If Quinn
I'll find
really
out.
is working with hunters, I would like a word. I raised her better than that.
Oh, truly, yes. No, I understand completely. I think a plan has started to brew.
If you need anything, let me know. I can try and arrange it.
All I need is a powerful Malkavian. No. Someone who knows blood sorcery. Malkavians are nice, really. I mean, Leto could maybe provide some mind tricks.
Is she still around?
Oh, yes. Yes, I pointed a gun at her this night. It was very interesting.
That checks out.
Yes, she showed up out of nowhere with two of the people who one of them I more so like now. One of them is dead now.
Is this your way of
showed up
saying
out
it's
of nowhere.
complicated?
Well, truly. I mean, everything is complicated in this world. Yes, she is around. She does her own thing, as she says. She loves to sleuth, have her own cards up her own sleeves, never tell me anything unless it's completely crucial, and drive me mad.
I do apologize. I know she may drive you nuts, but I have never met a Malkavian who isn't loyal to those that protect them. Even if their way of showing it is a little strange.
Sure, Albert.
People like Leto are better left off leashes. You could rein her in, a bit like you do with that caitiff of yours, but it limits their ability. They're outdoor pets. They need to be let to roam free and do what they need to do, and they'll come back like good little dogs and give you what you need. It's sometimes best not to question where they come from or how they got it.
Valerian looks around and he kind of raises his voice and he goes, I sure hope she's not around to hear that.
You see that, Albert stops for a moment, looks around, looks back, and then sort of shrugs his shoulders. It's like, let her hear it. She would do nothing against me anyway. It makes no
That's
sense.
very true.
What does she gain from trying to hurt me? She pisses you off more and compromises her position. She's really comfy right now. She's sitting at the highest level of power with zero responsibility. She delegated all that shit to you. All she has got to do is dig up some shit every now and again to help you out, and she's as free as a bird.
I guess you're right.
You have a symbiotic relationship, you two.
Fine.
I'm not saying you should get married or anything, but
And I wouldn't.
No, you never were a fan of blondes, were you?
Never been a fan of anyone. Truly.
You'll find someone eventually.
I hope not.
I'm not going to do the whole debate again of all you need is a good woman by your side and yada 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 yada. Just we've had that discussion far too many times. But you do you.
Sure. And I will.
Get Quinn back. Figure out how deeply she's involved in this. Make an example of those hunters, and whatever you do, I say this in the nicest way possible, don't fuck up. I will help you if you need it, but if I have to come to your aid, I won't be pleased.
No. I mean, I plan to drive myself to the edge for reasons. But I don't plan on needing your help. I plan on disposing of her myself.
All right. If you need any help finding someone capable of doing the magic you need, let me know. I have some contacts.
Please, if you have anyone interesting, then yes. I have some, but
I have an old man named Logos. He's really good, but the price is a bit steep.
he already stays at my Acropolis.
How much debt are you in?
Not any. Well,
Mm.
if we are counting favors, then I might be fucked. But I think money-wise,
You know,
we are doing well.
for all the years I've known Logos in London reputationally, everyone is always in debt to him in favors, but I've never heard of him actually calling one in, you know.
I think he's waiting for the right moment, you know.
Yeah,
One
well,
day where he wants to turn against me.
I'd be very careful. I mean, if we're all in debt to one person,
Then we all share the same burden.
mm, well, look after yourself, Valerian.
No, you do,
Wait,
please. I've
I
seen multiple documents, please. I've seen multiple documents where they've tried to, well, they know everything about everyone. Every single Coterie member I have, they know their whole background, everyone they've ever come in contact with, every car we've driven into the Thames. Please be careful. I do not want to free you from a hostage situation, Albert. I mean, looking at you, I won't need to, but
I was gonna say, what do you think is gonna happen? If the
I don't
hunters want
know.
to come fight here, that's fine. I'll put a fucking table through their chest.
Please. Hunters are conniving, you know this. I almost got absolutely doused in silver tonight.
But that's you, Valerian. You're special, remember?
Oh, please.
I might be a
What, so-
Ventru, but you know, I can fight. Better than most. You think these guns
Yes.
are just for show?
Sometimes they are.
Look, we don't talk about that. You know, that was an embarrassing moment. I fumbled. Okay.
I know they are not just for show. However, these...
I will be careful. Don't you worry. I will be careful so you don't have to worry about me. And you can focus on what you need to focus on.
Yes.
I've been alive a lot longer than you. This is not my first hunter rodeo.
I know.
I survived the purge of London, for fuck's sake. From the very
Remarkable.
few not to run away. And Leto too. Surprised she didn't go running away either. But no, I will look after myself. You have my word.
Good. All right. That is all I planned to. That's really all I wanted to talk about.
No ulterior motives at all.
No. Why would I have those?
It's you, Valerian. Every meeting has an ulterior motive.
Well, you told me that if I needed help, then you would be there, so my work is done here. We have struck a deal without you even knowing.
This is why I always need a lawyer when you're around.
And you won't find one strong enough. Valerian knocks back the drink. Did it contain any blood, meaning I drank blood, meaning I go down a hunger? Please,
Because I am
I'm
feeling
begging.
benevolent, yes. You can knock a hunger off. I'm feeling benevolent. It is fine. You can knock
Love
a
it.
point of hunger off. I'll just add it to the thing later.
Yeah, and he'll stand up, straightness himself. Good night, Albert. I once again enjoyed our talks, just like old times.
It was nice to meet you two again. I would say we'll have to do this again soon, but sounds of it, you're going to be very, very preoccupied for a while.
Yes, I'm sorry, I'm fully booked until later this year.
Oh well, maybe we can get Christmas drinks or something.
That would be nice. Maybe I'll bring the Coterie ones. I don't necessarily like them being in here, but Christmas is Christmas, isn't it?
Are you going soft, Valerian? Is there a twinkle of this is my new family in you?
I think, for the first time ever, we see Valerian go red a little bit. He has a little bit of blush across his face, and he
You
just
see,
goes, no, these are my business associates. I have nothing else to do with them.
you see, you see Albert kind of like just does like points across the cheek, and it's just like you're rousing again. You always do that when you lie.
Good night, Albert.
Hey, look, good night. I'm just saying, it's better than what happened to the last Coterie.
True. And he walks off. He nods to Alfie. It throws him a tip.
As Albert kind of like, Alfie grabs the tip, nods. Albert turns around and is just like mutters under his breath, like, I had to arrange like a 4-person funeral that time. And goes back, like ducking under the lights to go back into his booth.
Yeah, and Valerian then leaves the pub proper, and he is outside in the night and will walk his way back to the Acropolis.
Fun Acropolis time. After a lovely, succinct conversation about to walk into God knows what. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break. Give everyone a chance to get up, fill up their drinks, stretch, exercise, do the things we need to do. We'll be back in 10, and then we will pick up with Dom and this level of insanity. So we will be back in a moment. Bye. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I've had a good break. Oh, Dominic, what are we gonna do with poor Dominic? You've also just left. You've just left Altair's place after being told by
By logos,
Logos.
right?
Yes, how Logos got your number is none of us question that. But
No.
um, Tristan is up and is once again screaming and visioning and being Tristan.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Yeah, I think Dom he would have like gone there as fast as he could. Going from one
It's like I
stressful
did-
thing into the other.
I was say, did someone say celerity?
Yeah, no. I'm a tree hunger bitch. I'm not running. I'm not doing another celerity. That would be bad. No, it would have just taken like a taxi or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You arrive back and see that the lights are back on in Tristan's carriage. Logos is sitting in the seat next to Valerian's seat. Not actually in Valerian's seat. Like, Logos is many things, but he is not someone who will disrespect the seat. His feet are on the table, though, but, you know. Like, Marcus is dusting and just like lifts Logos's feet up and then just like dusts under it and puts them back down again. You see like Logos just looks over at you for a moment. Better that you deal with this than, you know.
Yeah.
Us.
Thanks. And we'll go like knock on the door carriage before just slowly pushing it open.
Tristan looks a little better. I mean, his what we're now calling Leto eyes have kind of like gone down a little bit. They're not as black as they were before. The notepad is back out. There are lots of scribbles. A lot of fire.
Okay.
Like a lot of pictures of fire and a burning building.
That makes sense. Yeah. That makes sense.
And a few like hurried drawings of what looks like an airport.
Okay.
And you sort of seem to look up for a second. You're back. I thought I said not to worry.
Well, I'm gonna worry, of course. Kind of weird thing is that to say. And we'll just walk a little further to sit next to him. What's going on?
As you do, like, and like lifts his notepad up to his chest a little bit.
What's that?
Just something that's coming to my mind. I can't quite decipher it.
Let me see.
He pulls down his notepad and reveals a very badly, like, it's not a completed sketch. It's clear that it's not such a completed sketch as it is like 3 sketches laid on top of each other. It's like looking as if someone's drew an image and then drew another image on top of it and then a third one on top of that. It's actually quite difficult to discern what like any of the individual images are. You can give me intelligence.
Oh, I hate it when you
Um,
say that. I hate it when you start. You give me intelligence.
Yeah.
Like no.
No, actually, you can give me wits. You can give me wits. Give me wits
With-
awareness. You give me wits awareness. DC 3.
Okay, that might have a chance. Hang on. Wits awareness. Difficulty 3. Possible bestial failure. I don't think I would get. No.
I mean, you can willpower reroll as well if you want to add.
Oh yeah, I could. I will. Once it does that, I clicked it, but nothing happened. 1 second.
Hmm.
Let me try again. Oh wait, I know why. No, I took willpower damage and it. Oh wait, it is a success.
It
Okay,
pushes to
it
success.
did it. It did it.
Comes to
Yeah,
success.
cool.
Adds it back on. Awesome.
Yeah.
You see 3. You focus on the images for a moment. One of them looks like the Acropolis, but upside down. Like, it's like, for a minute, like, you look at it and you're like, oh, like, Tristan must have drew this with the notepad the wrong way around. But then you look at like the pencil strokes and you realize that actually they're going the wrong way. He legitimately drew the Acropolis upside down for some reason.
Okay.
The other drawing is of what looks like Valerian standing in a graveyard,
Okay.
looking at 2 graves, both looking recent, but one looking slightly newer than the other one.
Okay.
The third one is like a tarot card.
Oh, which one?
It's the Hanged Man, but
Ah.
it's drawn as the sort of the Hanged Leto.
Oh.
And they're all like layered on each other. So like to most people, this is just scratches on a pad, but you can just about make out the Acropolis ones were the first ones on the paper, so their colors are quite dark compared to the Leto card, which is the last thing to draw on it, which is much lighter by comparison.
Right.
I don't get it. They kind of layer on each other. I think they symbolize something, but I think they're the same thing. I just don't know what the thing is.
Well, I mean, you've got the Acropolis upside down. You've got the Hanged Man, so that's something. I don't know either. I don't see what you see, and I feel like these visions, from what I've heard from Leto, are vague. They're not meant to be telling you exactly what. Well, they sometimes, but I don't know. I'm sorry. How long have you been up?
About an hour.
Right. Did you sleep well at least?
I don't really remember sleeping.
Well, that's usually a good sign. But well, and I think he sort of like looks at like the drawing of the fire. It's like, well, this one's accurate. There's currently a building on fire. Maybe they've put it out by now, but it's accurate.
And then you say he looks to you. Which one? You see that he like shows you the drawings again of the fires, and that's when on that successful roll They are not the same building.
Oh.
Like, one of them is apartment 301. One of them is apartment 701, which has already gone up in flames. But the others there...
I think he looks at that, and I think because it was said that the hunters have multiple hideouts, I think he look at the ones that I think he doesn't recognize, because I don't know how detailed are the drawings of these buildings. Like, would you be?
You can't. It would be difficult unless you knew the local area. It would be very difficult to determine exactly which one of these buildings.
Right.
It is in London. It's a massive city. But Leto did download all of the information from the laptop into the Acropolis server. So
Yeah,
you could cross-reference the addresses of the safe houses with something like Google Street View, and you might be able to match buildings against at least what the internet says should be there.
Yeah, I think you would just put gather the fire drawings and put them aside for the moment to to later take. And I don't know if he realizes he can check them with the data that Vito sent, but I think he would just hand it to someone who's smarter. I guess I would figure that out. I think a lot of it Dom is just where he just sees something doesn't really know what to do with it, just hands it to someone smarter.
I will find someone else and pass the information on.
I think it's more just that he knows that if he really put the effort in it, he could probably figure it out, but it would take him so much longer than if someone else did it. So he's like, I'm not gonna bother wasting my time on this. But yeah.
He has written out an entire page of runes. Just various detailed, from Dom's point of view, astrological, potentially, diagrams with runes on them.
Okay, I actually have, funnily enough, I have 1 point in occult, so because Dom's
if you want to do a DC3 occult and intelligence,
no, I could. It's literally I have to get all successes.
Exactly, and you are at 3 hunger.
Oh yeah, that's true.
They're all hunger dice. You can't reroll them. You'd get a 1-shot chance at doing it.
Okay, well, we're gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna try.
We're gonna make.
Nope, that failed. Never mind.
Okay, so it's a bestial failure.
Well, I don't think he would look at runes and shit and then lose his marbles.
I don't think it's looking at the runes that makes Dom quote unquote lose his marbles. It's the fact that it catches up with you is what happens.
Okay.
Time for a moment just seems to stop. Where your friend is in some kind of danger. You don't know what that danger is, Dom. And you're so stupid, you're never going to figure it out.
Fair.
You...
Damn, we just called you a dumbass. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You're in trouble. Your best friend is turned because of you.
Yeah.
And now he's in more potential trouble or danger. And he's literally drawing you the fucking answers, Dom, and you still can't put it together. How much more obvious does he need to make it for you? Does he need to draw arrows and neon signs on these things for you, Dom?
Yeah,
And
I think he has been having these feelings where he feels like he cannot help his friend, and he knows that if if he was maybe a little smarter, he might have been able to, but I think he doesn't manage to put it together.
and by that point, like the beast has like really come to the front. Like your fangs have fully come out. Your eyes are starting to turn. That breathing becomes labored, angry for a moment. Take one more point of willpower damage.
Okay.
Superficial, not aggravated.
Yeah,
I'm not.
that's
I'm not
fine.
that evil. I'm not being
Yeah, I was gonna
aggravated.
be like, okay.
That's for when I call you a really stupid dumbass. I do give you the answers, and you still can't get it.
Yeah.
You sort of see Tristan rubs your back slightly, and like that's enough to snap you back to reality.
Yeah, I think he would have just sort of.
Are you good?
No.
If there was any consolation, I don't know what this is either.
It's not consolation. But
No, I think. I think it's something not vampiric.
okay, that doesn't.
I know it doesn't
really-
narrow it too much, but I don't. I feel myself in it. Like, if I was asked to draw myself, this is what appears in my brain.
Is that the drawing of what is that? What drawing is that?
That's the rune drawing
The room drawing. Okay.
with the astrological. What look
Do
like
I do I
astrological
recognize the room at all, or is it just a random room?
it. It's not runes used by conventional, historical peoples. Like they're not Nordic, they're not Egyptian. They're like but they're also not things like that you would actually use in astrological things.
Yeah, I think he at least recognizes that, knowing some astrology and shit, knows that
It's
there's like.
it's supernatural. It definitely is beyond the veil. But like that's where your knowledge, like your base level knowledge, just cuts. Like you can eliminate it being a human thing. This is not someone's birth chart that has just been put onto a piece of paper. I honestly was debating it if you'd failed to check and just have you all obsess over it for like a whole series. Like, oh, it's just his Aries rising birth chart. But
I'm Aries rising. That's perfect.
I think there'd be a point where it's like that's not worth the payoff, and I would probably be murdered.
Yeah. No, it's funny though. Yeah, no, I think he recognized. I think the thing with Dom is a lot that he's a lot of times when there's things that need to be figured out. I think he can recognize certain things, and he can see all sort of the different parts, but he doesn't know how to put the puzzle together.
Yeah.
So he's just sort of staring at this and just doesn't know how to make sense of it.
He hands you the rest of the notebook. And it's just like, I suppose you probably want to look at the rest of them as well.
Yeah, I'll give them to Logos or something.
His most recent one, like he finishes his last one quickly, next like couple of minutes, and like doesn't talk to you. You can see that as he's doing it, he's not actually looking at the paper as he draws. He's more looking into the distance, as if he's looking at something else far away, while drawing it. And he hands it over to you. It's an image of a woman. Long hair. You can't tell the hair color. It's a black and white image. Probably darker hair based on how he's shaded it. Quite soft facial features. Quite gaunt cheeks. Looks totally normal. Except for the third eye in her forehead. That's just casually there. There's a fully blacked eye there.
Right. Okay. Inez is realizing something that I don't know. Just leaving. Oh no.
I don't know. They keep appearing, but it's weird. Like I feel like I'm connected to something, right?
Right.
Like, I can feel your friend. Like if I focus and push out, I can like feel your friend, and I can like
I mean,
kind of communicate.
I don't know if she said you need to stop. I mean, you know that, but she told you to not.
Yeah. I'm doing it again, and you seem hold with this person. No, it's a person. The thing is rude. We don't call people things. We call them people. Is replying back.
Okay.
I think it is. I keep getting a place, and you see he flicks over to the next page. There is a drawing of what looks like Canary Wharf.
Okay.
In centralish London. Former dockyard, now converted into ultra-rich housing and businesses, and an international and a small airport right in the middle of London. From what Logos mentioned, Malkavians have this thing where sometimes they can like think of a place or get told of a place, and like it's like an order to go there. I keep seeing that place and that person.
Well, then maybe we need to, as a group, go there and see what the deal is. If you're being caught there.
I try to ask Lito if she had seen the same thing, but I'm not getting a response back.
Yeah, no, we've lost her again. She does that.
You see he focuses and closes his eyes for a moment. She's in the tower.
In a tower?
Tower of London.
Okay. What the hell would she be doing there?
She's hunched over a computer? What is she doing? And you see that the more he's focusing on her, and then all of a sudden, it's like, oh shit, I think she's realized I'm watching. And
yeah.
you kind of like have a moment where it's like someone pulls the connection at the back of his head, and he just screams and like grabs the side of his head.
Yeah, Dom just startles and just like puts like a hand on him, like, what do you do?
No, that wasn't me. I your friend is better at like.
Yeah, just don't challenge her. It's not gonna be worth it. She's in the Tower of London. I'm sure it's Lita. She knows what to do. I trust her. I will. I mean, I will text her later, but she probably won't reply. I think right now you need to just focus on yourself and getting better. If you can learn how to control this better, then maybe things will make more sense and you're not wrecking your brain over it. I know you like to solve problems, but it helps to understand the game first before you and the rules.
He goes to say something, and then all of a sudden, you just watch Tristan fall asleep, right there.
Okay. Yeah, he just looks and just sort of shakes him, like, Tristan. Just gently shakes him a little bit, trying to get him to wake up.
You see that he doesn't react, and you see Logos at the door, just looking in.
Oh, he looks over to Logan with a questioning look of what the fuck.
I believe our friend may have put him back to sleep again.
Right.
He really shouldn't go trying poking around fellow Malkavian minds.
I told him that. But
No, it's fine. He needs to learn for himself.
Yeah, I suppose. I wish I could do more. I feel so fucking useless in this.
Everyone has their strengths. Even
Yeah.
you.
What are those strengths worth if I can't use them to help my friend?
Then you rely on your other friends.
I don't have many of those.
But the ones you have happen to be the most powerful people in London.
Yeah, well, one of them I cannot reach. The other is occupied trying to control London. I've got one in Edinburgh. I only just met Wally, but they seem pretty caught up in their research. That's it.
Being a Malkavian is hard. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. There is a lot you have to learn very quickly. And given Tristan's circumstances, he hasn't been given the easiest of starts. From what I can gather, he was a perfectly intelligent man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's smart. I think Dom just looks at Tristan and everyone just looks really sad. Because it just feels like because of him, his friend is ruined is a strong word, but more just corrupted is, I guess, a word
he gently Logos gently puts a hand on your shoulder. One day he is going to need someone to protect him, because he won't be able to protect himself. And that is what you can do, Dom.
That's what I've always done for him.
There are forces here at work that go even beyond my knowledge. I could not even begin to tell you who turned Tristan, or indeed if he was turned. I still have my doubts about that.
Right. Just, I don't know. You told me not to blame myself, but how can I not?
You were not there when it happened. How can you be to blame for it?
He was turned to get at me.
How do you know that? Do you have
He was
evidence
on a
of this?
list. The hunters have made a list with either to turn
Mhm.
or to kill. And he was on with my name. The whole reason my mother is somewhere else right now is because she might be killed, and my best friend was turned because they're just trying to get under my skin. And I know that I can't help it. I know that I didn't turn him or anything. But if it wasn't for me, he wouldn't be in this situation.
I really hate to break it to you, but I think you're basking in your actor's spotlight a little too much. There can be such thing as coincidence. I know that we're all trained, thanks to those terrible detective movies and books, that there's no such thing as coincidence. But I can tell you, for the many, many generations I've been alive, coincidence is a thing. And sometimes two truly terrible things that everyone is convinced must be related are actually just a very sad coincidence.
You believe he would have been turned if I wasn't the vampire?
I believe Tristan was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
That doesn't answer my question.
I can't give you an answer.
Because you
I
know
don't
the
have
answer.
the. No, because no one knows the answer yet. I am not going to give you the answer because I don't have the answer. What I am going to say, though, is that you, Dom, are assuming the answer. And you're using your assumption to then beat yourself up with it. Find out what happened to him. And yes, if it was because of the hunters, then you can sit here and beat yourself up over it and have your little moments.
I've been trying to find out what happened. I've been looking at these drawings and they don't make any sense to me. How the fuck am I supposed to do it? I'm not smart
Because
enough
you're
for
looking
that.
at the wrong thing. You see, like, he kneels down and, like, starts picking up the papers. Tristan is powerful. He hasn't learned to shut out all the voices. His powers are unreliable, sporadic, uncontrollable. You're looking for leads in what could only be described as the world's biggest haystack. What I suggest you do, Dom, if you think the hunters really are behind this, focus your attention on them. Because if they had the answer, if they are the ones behind it, they'd have left a paper trail. You already worked out that your sire turned that police fellow, Benito. They keep a very, by the looks of it, a very good set of records on what they do. So if they were behind this, there would be a paper trail. But I recommend you find it before you and your friends blow everything else up to smithereens.
So I find a paper trail. And then what? There's more stuff to decipher that I don't know?
You are a caitiff, not a Malkavian. You are beating yourself up over trying to interpret drawings from a madman. Your problem, Dom, politely, is you set the bar for yourself so high that you're never going to reach it. and then you beat yourself up because you can't reach it.
Well, it's hard not to set the bar that high when you're surrounded by just clever people who figure
They're not,
everything out.
but they're not. You think Valerian's clever?
Yeah.
Valerian does not rule London because Valerian is clever. Valerian rules London because Valerian knows what buttons to press on people. Valerian is a people person, not a smart guy. He knows how to control. He knows how to manipulate. Now, yes, that is intelligent in its own way, but it's not the intelligence that you're thinking of. You're thinking of intelligence as being smart. There are various types of intelligence. Yes, Leto is the traditional intelligent, and so is Wally. They both come from very academic backgrounds. But look at all the people who rule London. Look at Axel. Definitely not. I don't think she even got her GCSEs. Have you seen them? They're not bright. But they still rule, they still lead, because they have leadership intelligence. They know that in a bunch of gangrels, might makes right. And they're willing to back that up. And you're intelligent in your own way. In fact, and don't tell him I said this, but if we're going to talk about Valerian being the person who knows how to push people's buttons, I'd actually argue you're more intelligent than him in that regard. Your intelligence lies in your ability to smooth. At the moment, you use that to make friends, but that could be very easily twisted in how to manipulate people.
I don't want to do that. I don't.
You think Valerian wakes up in the morning and wants to actively manipulate people?
Wouldn't be surprised.
The suit kind of gives off that vibe, but for the many, many years that I've known Valerian, there are very few people who actively want to manipulate.
I'm just...
You are beating yourself up, Dom, with the wrong stick for the wrong reasons. You need to take yourself out of this situation and stop thinking about you.
I'm not thinking about me, I'm just only thinking about Tristan and my mother and trying to figure out how to keep them safe, but
You want to keep your mother safe? Kill the hunters. That's the threat to your mother right now. Want to keep Tristan safe? Make sure that he doesn't do anything stupid. Get Leto to come back properly and try to mentor him. Whether she'll agree to it is a totally different matter, because Malkavians don't really like dealing with other Malkavians. They're very isolated half the time around here. But if you can convince her to help him, he might be able to get a better handle on it. I mean, she's clearly done it now, but I don't know whether that's out of annoyance or...
I've been trying to reach her, and I briefly saw her, but it's difficult to get a hold of her.
Things are tense right now. I don't know all the pieces. I've only got what Marcus has messaged through. But it sounds like you all had a bit of a rough night.
Yeah. Yeah, you could say that. It's always just been me and Tristan, and me looking out for him looking out for me, and I feel like every time I leave him alone, I can back and he's just worse. But then when I'm here, I can't do anything for him either. And you're right. I really would like for Leto to come and help, but it's Leto. She's doing her own things, and I'm honestly not sure if she cares enough about this. I mean, she should put him to sleep, but it's not the same as helping.
I think you underestimate your friend.
I don't know.
There might be a cost involved. And you might not be willing to pay the price. I think she'd help. I don't know. I can't say. I've tried my best with him, but I am not Malkavian. I have studied many clans over many generations, and I have better knowledge than most. But there is a limit to what I can do. Do you want my personal suggestion?
Sure.
Get Wally to taste his blood. See if you can figure out a sire that way.
Yeah, I've been meaning to, but we've just been caught up, so.
I know. Priorities. One problem at a time. Right now, the hunters are your biggest problem. They pose an existential threat to all of you here. Tristan can be put to sleep, can be kept safe, locked in the Acropolis. It might not be comfortable for him, but he's not going anywhere. If you decide to go on a one-man spree to try and figure out what's wrong with Tristan, how to help Tristan, you'll just weaken the Coterie against the hunters.
I guess.
I will look after him as best I can. You know, it's fine. I don't mind helping. I mean, you know, like I said before, I'll just put it on Valerian's bill. It's perfectly fine. You see he picks up the notebook and starts starting from the back, starts flipping through the pages. You know, just I mean, it's not like he's ever going to be able to repay back all the favors, so I might as well add one more to the tally. You see that he flicks to the last page of the woman, and Logos just stops talking.
What? Do you know that?
He doesn't say a word. He turns around, walks towards the center, shouts for Marcus, who's just finished putting his duster away, and it's like, Marcus, I need you to put the duster down, politely, call Valerian, get him back here now. We have a problem bigger than the hunters.
I think Dom would just hear it and walk out and is like, what's the problem?
This, and you see he holds up the photo. A lot of people would then translate this as a portent of doom.
In what way?
Imagine hunters. Now imagine if they were kindred hunters.
Does it exist?
Take every advantage that you have against hunters and lose it. Take a clan so pissed off that they would possibly trigger the apocalypse.
Okay, yeah, that sounds bad, but what is it?
I'll explain
Fucking-
when everyone gets here. I don't want to do the whole speech twice, okay? Look, and you're gonna see, like, tries to censor himself by laughing a little bit. Like, puts the notebook down, goes to his seat, and as he walks by, you hear him quietly mutter, "Should have stayed in Edinburgh. This place is going to be the death of me." And like sit back at his seat. That is a salubri. It'll mean
What?
nothing to you.
No.
It'll mean nothing. It's fine. Say that to Valerian when he walks in.
I'm not sure I want to.
Exactly. Well, then let me break the news. And to be perfectly
Right.
honest, maybe we should just all move to Edinburgh.
Right. Okay. And he doesn't. I think he just sort of like, this is so much information, and he just gone from like, okay, yeah, I'll go on to get like the hunters, like, you know, like buying into Logan's speech, to like actually apparently we're doomed. And I think he will like check his phone, and there's just a single text from Altair that just says Dominic and a period, and then he's typing, and he just sort of looks at it and isn't sure whether to be worried or not. So just because he's still typing, puts the phone away for a bit, and instead we'll go, I guess, back at Tristan's room to just sit with him, almost like, I think he sit like after not on the bed. I think he sort of sits on the floor with his back towards the bed, but it's almost got this sort of like guard dog feel, where he's just sort of sat there, just guarding it. It's not even a reason. It's just almost like an instinct with him.
He's relaxed. He's probably the most relaxed he's been in a while. And you can sit there and you can comfort him and you can take the time. Like out the window looking out, you can see Marcus talking to Logos, and Marcus just has this like look of pure dread. Like, vampires don't have a lot of blood on the skin. Like, it's difficult to make a vampire more white than they already are, but somehow Marcus has found a new shade of white on the Dulux charts to go to. Like, this is beyond eggshell and is now like deep white. As both Logos and Marcus both look at the drawing, like, Marcus is scared to touch the paper in case the paper's been cursed in any kind of way. At that point, Valerian, you are walking home. You get about 2 corners away. Marcus calls you up with a very quick message. Hi. Logo says you need to come back now. There's been some kind of emergency. I don't know what it is. He just needs you now.
I am 2 corners away.
Thank you.
I hang up and I walk to the Acropolis as quick as I can.
You come in. Logos doesn't say a word. Just like grabs the edge of the notebook and pushes it across the table to the side of the door.
Yeah. He's like on the other side of the Acropolis still. He just came down the stairs and he just goes, "What's this? What's going on?" And
Look for yourself.
he walks closer, sits down, and picks up the notebook. And then his face goes blank. All emotions have disappeared. What is this? Who drew this?
Who do you think drew it? Look at the other pictures.
He like flips through. When?
In the past hour or so.
Why?
We don't know. If what I've gathered from eavesdropping on the conversation between Dominic and Tristan, that has access to the Malkavian network. And it may be trying to communicate with Tristan. I think it is trying to lure him out. And you see he moves one of the pitch, like the notebook back to reveal the location of the dockyard.
I think this is the first time anyone has seen Valerian this, one, stressed, and two, fearful.
I don't like to call it when we are outgunned, and I definitely don't like bowing down to people who think they're superior. We have to tell the Camarilla.
Are you insane?
Do you want to deal with this on your own? You think we've got the resources to do that?
We don't. But I would rather die than work together with the Camarilla.
Again. You like to call yourself the liberator of London, but lest we forget that the Camarilla lost a lot of people to put you in that position.
Fuck.
Normally I'd have a clever quip for you, but I really don't in this situation.
And I wouldn't suggest that you do. This is terrible.
Could we try and play it? I don't know, try and somehow drop them in front of the hunters? Give them a new target?
This is a Salubri who has access to the Malkavian channel. I do not think we will be able to outsmart this motherfucker in any way, shape, or form. Valerian stands up in a huff and walks over to the vending machine and gives it one of the hardest kicks you've ever seen, the dent becoming even bigger at the bottom. I think maybe 3 blood bags fall down, like from any tears. Sadly, I know exactly the person who is dealing with the Camarilla at this point in time. Sadly, I know exactly who to contact. And sadly, this plays perfectly into my plan.
Are you, Valerian, are you okay?
Oh, how interesting. Oh, what an absolutely insane turn of events. What an absolutely wonderful, bittersweet thing that has happened.
Seriously, I mean,
Oh,
care to
Logos.
share?
He walks all the way back across the room towards Logos, like arms stretched, and he puts hands on his shoulders. He goes, I am going to need you. You and all of the magical people that you have. I need them all.
But before Tremere, you know, we can, like, we do have names.
I know. I know.
But go on, what do
However,
you need?
I need you to put a spell on Quinn Kalen. And it's going to be wonderful.
You see him pick up Tristan's notebook and just be like, well, write it down.
Okay, I will. And he is writing and giggling to himself. He is going
Hysterical?
crazy. He is going crazy. He is on a type of high that cannot be replicated in any form, in any way, shape, or form after this. And he just goes, oh, it is perfect. It's stupidly perfect. It's a new form of lunacy. He starts pacing around. It's just it's ecstatic almost. Wow. And then he looks over to that stupid dramatic there goes my life. Okay, well, that's cool.
Add the word dramatic.
I'm gonna
itself.
say-
Dramatic. This is so dramatic. Hold on, give me one
That's
second.
okay, yeah, no problem. You sort of see like Logos and Marcus just look at each other. Logos is just like, has he ever got like this before? And Marcus sort of replies, once. Nothing good ever came out of it. But we did get shit done.
Valerian looks over at that stupid black telephone on that stupid little table with that stupid little chair next to it. And he turns around to everyone and he goes, I am truly sorry for losing my cool there. It's just what I needed. And this just means that this just means that I just get to do something that is amazing. I am going to tell you my plan with Quinn Kalen. I wish Leto was here to hear anything about it, but you know, she'll get a debrief later. However, she might not be in the Acropolis anytime this happens. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give London to Quinn Kalen. She is going to believe that she has an amount of power here that matches, maybe even oversees mine. She is going to think that she has this all in her hand, because there is a Salubri, and we need the Camarilla, and she knows all about the Camarilla. You know, she's been in Paris and talked to them and become friends with them, good friends, best friends, maybe even. She is going to think that she has everything she has ever wanted. And when she does, and when she is at the highest point of how to say, if whenever she is at the highest point of self-indulgency, almost so as seeing herself as a royal, I am going to rip it all away from her. And it is going to be the most beautiful plan I have ever conceived, connived, constructed, and executed. I am sorry, but I have to make a phone call.
Do you pass the notepad back to Logos?
Oh, absolutely, yes. And on which I have written what kind of
What he wants to
spell I
do.
need from him.
He looks at it as you walk to go to the phone. I don't know what I'm more scared of, the spell or the salubri. I can do this.
Good.
The cost will be
Wonderful.
astronomical.
Of course, and I'm willing to pay. Oh, I am willing to pay. I'm willing to pay everything it costs me. I'm willing to go into lifetimes of debt over this.
But we have a deal then.
Lovely.
I
knew
will
you were
go
a
get the
businessman.
wards prepared. I will make
Lovely.
sure that she can't see them, and I'll make you the trigger. All you have to do is trigger it when you're ready.
Lovely. Thank you.
I am
so
also
much.
going to take an extended holiday out of the Acropolis because I don't want to be here for whatever has to happen.
Oh yes, and I advise everyone to do that. Because I am going to give Quinn Kalen the Acropolis. She will be living and staying here. She will know that this is all hers. This is truly her base of operations, and she has all the power in her tiny little hand.
You see that Marcus kind of looks like, but what happens to me? Like, where do I live?
Oh, you go. You go. I'll tell you that I fired you. Truly.
I just moved my Crocs. Okay,
I know. Well, they can stay here if you really want to. I can
No,
tell them that I fired you recently and all that stuff. But
okay,
if you're really that keen on them,
I'll take Tristan, I think, and we'll go stay at Dom's place or something. Someone needs to babysit the place.
Yes. Before I walk over to this phone, I go over to Dom. And
Dom's in the other room still, but has by now turned on
his heightened senses.
Still listening. And
So
I think the more he hears, the more he just gets stressed. He's like, what the fuck is Valerian up to?
Yeah, I think if he's not in the room, I think Valerian just goes, "Oh, Dominic, please come in here."
Dom just sort of switches it off again and sighs and gets up and goes to up to Valerian, like, you're giving everything away.
Yes. It is stupid, isn't it? However, I think this might be just the break that I need, because I need to get rid of Quinn Kalen.
And then where do I go?
Well, you can go back to your apartment, or maybe go...
Valerian, I need you to realize one thing. If you're no longer in power, I'm fucked.
Oh, I know this, but that's... I don't... Quinn doesn't hate Cative as much as other people do. You know, I don't think...
It's not Quinn I'm worried about. So many people here hate me. The only reason they've not come for me is because I'm working for you.
Yes.
I'd have to leave the fucking city.
Take a holiday.
For how long?
A couple days, at the least. I mean, I will send word once I've completed my plan.
You'll be fine?
Oh, God, no. I just take both of your shoulders and I go, Dominic, I need you to understand that this is going to be very scary. I'm giving away the Acropolis and everything I've worked very hard for. It's going to be terrifying. I don't like doing it. However, I think this is the only way to lure Quinn Kalen near enough to hurt her in any way, shape, or form. I am sorry. I truly apologize for what I have to do. And I'm going to be very hurt. But I trust that I will be on top after all this is done. Truly. And I hope you trust me as well. And I know that you are here for the muscle, as always. And you are here to protect me. And I truly appreciate that. And you have helped me immensely over the years. I'm not firing you. You need to go away for a couple days.
Right. I don't like this.
I know. And I take his face. I know. And that's okay. You don't need to like everything I do. I don't like everything I do either. And this is not a smart plan. This is a terrible thing that I'm doing, and I'm taking a big risk, truly. But I'm excited for the payoff, because there will be one. My willpower will prevail. I know it.
Well, I really hope so.
Don't look so sad. Come on. He pats your cheek.
Doesn't change the expression.
It's fine. It's fine. How about maybe you can go visit your mom for a little bit, you know? Maybe you can go see her.
Yeah, I was actually gonna, and he looks over to Marcus. Except Marcus is offer. If that still stands.
Valerian looks over to Marcus, knowing nothing of what just happened.
You were there.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, I was. Oh, yes, I was. Well, how about, yeah, accept the offer. Just go. It's fine. It's not fine. It's terrible.
I really hope you'll get the payoff you're aiming for.
Oh, I will. And when I do.
If
you will not hear the end of this. Ever.
Just know that if you don't, you might not see me again.
I know. I know. I know that if I don't get the payoff I want, I will be dead. And this London will cease to exist. And I would say it has been an honor working with you all. But I am confident in my return.
Okay. Is there anything I can help with now?
Right now, not necessarily. I mean, just take all your stuff. That's all. Clean it up. make it seem like no one has lived here. And after this is all over, you can come back and put everything back. Because
Right.
I like your things.
Oh, well, I mean, I wasn't planning on moving it permanently, but yeah.
No, please don't. Just for a little bit.
I'll can I take Tristan with me?
Of course. Please. I think he is safer with you than over here.
Right. We need to get a hold of Leto. She needs to
Oh,
know.
yes, I'll send her messages. Absolutely.
Right.
Post haste.
Right. I think Dom's sort of like there's like so many things going through his head, and he just doesn't really know like how to process. Like, it's like one thing after another.
Yeah.
I just really know how to process it, and I think he just sort of like is sort of like I'm just am I okay to?
Yes, please.
And he'll leave and go back to the room where Tristan is in, and once again just sort of sits at the edge of the like on the ground at the bed, sits there and just tries to like process what the fuck just happened. Because I think it went from the conversation with Logos having some sort of hope to everything being ripped away from him, and now having to essentially the thing that he was scared of happening is happening. Yeah.
Yep. This is terrible. This is not a good thing. Yeah. He then once again walks over to this stupid telephone on this stupid table and this stupid chair. And he turns around, looks at who's in the room right now. It's Logos and then Marcus.
Wally is probably still in the corner, just like working on fucking computer.
I think he's hidden under the table.
I think Wally's new like seat
in
is
this
under
outburst,
the desk.
In this outburst, he's probably hiding under the table now. And I think he just looks at every single one of them and he just goes, I need perfect silence. Not a breath, not a cough, not a droplet of sweat running down your face. Thank you. He sits down. He opens the buttons of his jacket. Loosens his tie just a little bit. And he picks up the horn and dials Quinn Kalen's phone number.
You get an answer. It's a bit hard to hear at first because you swear you can hear what sounds like jet engines. Until like hey, a minute, you hear like clunking of like shoes on metal as they're like climbing upstairs, and then it starts to go a little quieter. Oh, Valerian. I can smell you through the phone.
Quinn, this is serious.
Oh. Have you realized I went on holiday? I'm sorry to ask for permission. I just needed, some different moonlight in the sky.
Yes, I know all about your vacations and whatever you are up to. However, this is serious. I need your help.
Oh, you're pulling my leg. You don't need my help.
Quinn, this is about a salubri.
I think I've decided to extend my vacation by about 2 to 3 months. It's been
No,
real nice knowing
no.
you, Valerian.
Please, I need you and your Camarilla friends, whatever. I need them to come and help us. We need this.
Okay. Yeah, you found out.
Yes, yes, I have. And whatever that may be, I, I will be able to forgive if you come and help. Please, I'd give everything.
My sweet child, it'll be fine. I've always looked after you, and I will continue to look after you. I will bring everything that I have. You know the cost of me helping is not going to be cheap.
Of course. I know all of this. A businessman to a businesswoman, we make deals only.
If I deal with your little... How the fuck did you get a salubri problem? Like, how? How did you do this?
I don't know.
You know there's
Quinn.
only about 7 of them left. How the fuck did you get one of them?
Yes, I know. I have no idea. Please, at your earliest, come back. I know you are on the plane at this moment. Tell them to, I don't know, put more fucking kerosene in the tank and get over here.
But due to
I am
land at
terrified.
London City in like the next hour and a half.
Good.
Don't worry. I will fix everything. I will fix you. I will fix London. I will make it a much better place.
Yes,
Quinn's
I can
gonna
see
make
that
it
now.
all better.
Yes.
Don't
Yes, I
you
know you
worry
will.
your little pretty head about it. You tried your best, and it clearly wasn't enough. Now let the adults do the work.
Okay. Yes. Yes, I will.
Okay, well,
Please.
I'm gonna go because they're getting really funny about me having a phone on during flights.
Yes, of course. I will be. We will see each other soon.
I'll see you in a couple of hours.
Good. Good. Thank you. Goodbye, Quinn.
Goodbye, Valerian. Quinn
He
hangs up.
And he puts the phone on the horn. Oh, Quinn, help. I'm lost. Please. Oh, no. How'd you like that? That acting work. I mean, it is quite amazing.
Marcus kind of pipes up and goes, "Have you been watching Dom's TV series again?"
Yes, I have. Terrible, but very, very good. Oh, wow. I would almost start crying. It is so perfect. Everything is going just as planned. They are arriving in the next hour and a half. I need everyone to move. Now.
Don't need to ask me twice. See, Marcus kind of walks over to the carriage where Tristan is, and offers to help carry Tristan up to the surface.
Yeah, I think Dom would just pick him up. And we'd like first, like I think he would first like gather some stuff and hand the bags to Marcus to carry, but would take Tristan, himself. and we'll just, I guess, like walk around, like look at the red Valerian, like, can I keep in contact?
Not much. I don't want them to know that they know. I don't want Quinn to know that you know and that everyone knows about whatever is going on here. I might even think of completely shutting off my phone.
Will you text Leto first?
Yes.
At least.
Yes, I will. Absolutely. And truly, I will get in contact once I'm finished. Once everything has worked out.
Okay. Then I really hope to see you again.
You will. And we will see each other again soon.
I think Dom nods, but doesn't fully believe it. I think he's just very, worried about it.
Mm-hmm. Very skeptical about the situation. I can
Yeah,
understand that.
yeah.
I can
It
understand
sounded
that.
like, what the fuck?
Good. He's supposed to be.
Yeah. And I think would then sort of turn to look at everyone else and just, I guess, give a nod and then carry Tristan up to get a taxi back to his place, because then
Back
he
to
can
his
carry.
place.
Yeah, so they get him stuff, and then once Tristan's waking up, like, get the hell out of London
Mhm.
as fast as possible.
I think that once you guys are at the up the surface level, I think Valerian is there at the door, and he has like ran after you all, and he just goes, "Oh, please, any of you, keep this verbal only. No phone contact about this plan. No shit running around in the ether so that they can pick it up later on their interesting byways and highways.
May I make
This
a
is verbal
suggestion
only.
then?
Please."
And you see Marcus kind of pops up from behind Dom. Dom's not gonna particularly like this, but we should keep
No, I agree. I know
we should keep Tristan in slumber. If he's
Well, we don't have to-
awake and he can't control himself, he may end up accidentally leaking information into the network.
True.
I mean, he's not picked up any of this. He's not been.
He
No,
has been asleep.
it's
But-
up to you. It's a
I mean-
risk.
How are we gonna do that though? Because it's Leto who's put him to sleep, and he said it himself. Sedatives, sleeping pills, they don't work.
And also, he might just wake up whenever.
Yeah. We
So-
can keep him.
that
We can keep
one-
him in the loop. We can
Leave-
do that at least.
Leave it with me. I have an idea. Just
What idea?
we'll focus on getting away from here because it's very clear that people are going to be arriving here very shortly, and we don't need to be here. We'll focus on that once we get into the apartments.
Okay, good. And then he runs up to Dominic and he takes his hand and then he shakes his hand with both hands.
Just,
Um,
I'm still carrying like underneath, just holding his hand. while
Yeah,
carrying
no,
Tristan.
absolutely. And then he shakes it very well and he just goes, "We will see each other again, I promise. Truly." Oh, shit. And he lets go of your hand, as if he realized something. And he walks back immediately. And only the camera once again sees a tear of blood trickling down his cheek.
Oh no.
And he closes the doors heavily, as they go in their taxis, get taken away.
Yeah.
Valerian goes back underground into what was formerly his little spider hole, his den, his place of operations. And he walks over to the table and walks over to his high back chair, and he like kind of lets his hand run down the side of it and down the back. And then he sits down in the chair to the left of it and takes his place. And he puts his gun on the table, open, unloaded. And he looks around the completely empty, lifeless Acropolis and sulks.
Yeah. Poor Valerian.
I think in the taxi, Dom's pulling out his phone to go text his mother that they're on the way, and then also realized that this first sees like a bunch of messages from Altair, because that he's been typing. It's like Dominic originally just got the message that says Dominic, no other thing, and then he was typing for a while, and then get the first text after that reads, "I have some questions regarding your mother. Is it usual for her to listen to one particularly Carrie Underwood song on repeat?" And then another message follows. "She has demanded to go into the sea at moonlight, as in, I believe she wants to go night swimming. This is Bristol in July. Is that a good idea?" And there's just more text. "Also, please speak with her about etiquette and asking too deeply during conversations. The letter is for fashion, nothing more. At least nothing more I'm willing to tell the mother of a colleague." And Dom just sort of looks at these texts and just sighs. And then just types like, "Let her have a swim. Yeah, she's like that. Also, we're coming your way." And then goes to then texts his mother, also just saying like, "Oh, we're on the way." And we'll also add after that, just keep bothering Altair. Because he finds it, yeah. But yeah, otherwise then we'll put the phone away and sort of look. I think like in the back seat, I think Marcus is in the front and Dom is sort of in the back with Tristan sort of draped across like his lap. Would like have maybe his head in his lap and sort of strokes his hair back a little bit. I know, in like looking very sadly down at him, like kind of like, what do I do with you, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the taxi drives off.
Meanwhile, the other side of the Atlantic, Quinn hangs up her phone with a rather distraught look on her face. As she sits down on one of the large leatherback seats of this private jet, is heading back to London. It's fine. I can deal with Salubri. That's the only thing between me and London. They don't need to know. They don't need to know that. They don't need to know that I was rejected. And that I'm currently stuck on a plane with 5 hunters who think I don't know, but I do. Fine. Everything is perfectly fine. And you just hear the loudest fuck as Quinn buries her head in her knees as the plane takes off at speed towards London. And that is where we are going to end.
Perfect.
Let's fucking go. Oh my god, let's go. Oh my god. That is wonderful. She has no one. It's
Her trip was not as successful as she made out
Oh my
to everyone.
God, it's beautiful. That lamp falling, my God. Hold on.
I will say though, that was something I didn't see coming, and I love it.
Of course, no one did.
No.
Not even I did. I was
I
like, what am I gonna do? And then
after
this fell into my lap.
me and so me and Ez have been talking a little bit, scrolling away through DMs about the situation and how we wanted to resolve it. And I've been spending all week trying to come up with something that was bad enough that would make Valerian want to willingly give up. And I was flicking through books and lore, and I found it, and I was like, ooh, I could have some fun with this. And then at the
Terrible.
last moment, just I dropped it in. I wanted Blue to be here. I was gonna use Blue as a vibe check on the ometer to see how bad this was. But I was
it's terrible. If she was here, she would react the exact same way I did. Fucking hand in hair.
It's
Being
fine.
like,
We'll
what?
know if Blue has watched the VOD because the Discord will blow up.
Exactly.
With lots of expletives.
Oh, I'm so excited.
See, I just don't know what that was, which is very in character. I just sat there like, what? This sounds bad, but what is it?
Yeah, it's terrible. There's only about 7 of those, and they are pissed. They are pissed
if you
at
believe
vampires, period.
Yeah, if you believe what you've been told, there's only 7, and you should be thankful that there is only 7.
Yeah, exactly.
But
just extremely ruthless vampires.
So-
who hate vampires also. So
Wonderful.
yes,
we're so cooked.
you go and make a clan, not a clan anymore, and then that's going to cause problems.
Yes. Well, yes.
So where the fuck do we go from here?
We do outros.
Well,
That's
I'm
fun.
going to Bristol. I know what I'm doing, but
Yes, we'll do outros while I
Wait,
figure
was
out
it Bristol? Or was it Brighton? What the fuck
Brighton.
were we going?
Brighton.
Brighton.
You're going to Brighton.
Yes.
I mean, you can go to Bristol if you want. I mean,
No.
I chose Brighton
No.
because it was the seaside.
Exactly.
Right.
Beautiful pebble beaches,
It's a holiday for your mother.
Oh, please.
Right, we'll do outros then. I will let. Do you know what? Inez, you can go. You
God.
start. You got the
Oh
last
my
one, so you
God.
can start this one.
How delightful. Hi, everyone. My name is Inez. I use she, her pronouns, and I am your succubus girlfriend with your consent. Tonight, I played the absolutely deliciously delirious Valerian. This was just the cherry on top of the pie. This was beautiful. Chef's kiss. I had so much fun. One-on-one sessions or just the 3-person sessions. I love them. I love just causing chaos and doing so much storytelling in one episode. I love role-playing. I love it.
Same. It's good.
I love it. You can find me everywhere on the internet at xxsuccubusjeffxx or just succubusjeff. My face is everywhere. It's very easy to find me. My TikTok and my Twitter are kind of most active right now. And other things I have going on are, as I said in the beginning, this Saturday, 10 a.m. Central European Standard Time and 9 a.m. British Standard Time, I will be over on Lightfoot Rogue, where I will be playing Werewolf the Apocalypse, where I will be playing Lavetta, the sexy teacher who is so excited to see where the fuck she's ended up. I don't know where I'm at. And then on Tuesdays, also over on Lightfoot Rogue, I have, I think, the last, if not the penultimate episode of this vampire campaign. And it's going to be so exciting. I play Letitia and Diana in that realm. It's going to be very emotional, very insane. I'm very scared and very excited. Come check that out. We're going to beat Kane. We're going to beat the shit out of him. And otherwise, we're gonna die. So come check it out. It's gonna be so fun. Other than that, I have nothing. Please
Else
take
to
care of
add.
yourself. I love you so much. Mwah.
Aww.
Hmm.
Go on, Anna.
Hi, I am Anna or Riley, whichever one you prefer. I use they them pronouns, and I'm definitely a human. Shut the fuck up, Hedge.
Look, I
Well, you
can
couldn't do it
off
for
by
mine,
heart now.
so
I know. This is it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can find me literally anywhere at Peculiar Planets. I'm on pretty much every social media. Today I played Dominic, the now even more stressed K-Tib himbo. Tomorrow actually, I realized we do have some plug. Tomorrow, Magpie, who is also in this game and not here today, and I will on this channel at 7 p.m. BST, will be playing a sort of demo of Stone Saga, which is a game by Lost Haven Art. We interviewed him last week, and now we're going to play his game. So yeah, come tune in for that while we give it a try. It looks good. It looks fun. So yeah, I'm excited, and that's it.
I totally forgot that we were doing that.
Yeah, I figured. That's why I'm here.
I'm producing that as well. I completely forgot. I'm doing that on Friday. Yes, I am Hedgehog. And will always continue to be until I change my name. I am on the internet at Hedgehog UK. I don't really post anything anymore. I like things on Twitter, but I spend most of the time on our Discord, which is definitely the best place to get hold of me. Fudge Cake. What do we do now? We've split the party.
I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna be in Brighton with Marcus, Tristan, and Altair, and Dom's mum. So that's one group. But the rest is doing. I don't
I'm gonna have
know.
some individual episodes now, aren't I? Like, I was like, oh my god, for my birthday we can finally be together. Maybe not.
We don't even know where Wally's
I'm sorry.
going as well.
Look. Don't make a Where's Wally joke. Don't make a Where's Wally joke.
Where is Wally?
Well,
Bitch, Apollo, if you're watching this, come back here. God.
Come back.
Come back here.
we will figure it out. I have a plan in my head. I just need to message people. Keep an eye on socials. Keep an eye on socials because things might start rapid firing. That's all I'm going to say. If you love vampire content, you might be about to get overloaded with it in a very short period of time. Aside from that, we will see you next week with whoever. I don't know who's going to be here yet. It might just be me on my own, pondering what the fuck I've done.
It's just monologuing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Stream
There's
of
a
consciousness.
whole 3-hour stream of Quinn, just like it's a live 1.5-hour flight role play of Quinn just becoming more and more deranged as reality sets in.
Just the flight attendant. Warm nuts? Maybe a hot towel?
I could just open
some water.
I could just open the door right now and suck into the Atlantic. That might be better than landing. But no, we will be back next week. Until then, look after yourselves. Be safe. Bye.
Bye.